Hey, what's going on, guys? It's your boy MC Fire.
Hey, nice cute.
Guys, we've got a really cool treat for you guys today. We are going to be launching our very first prop firm challenge, but there's a twist. We're going to use a indicator that we bought. It's kind of like a training wheels indicator to see if we can use that specifically to get funded. Proper risk management, keeping to the rules. Very, very simple. Just kind of get our foot in the door. Nothing too crazy. You guys are going to see that firsthand. So, yeah. What do you think, you?
Yep. It's gonna be fun.
It's gonna be dope, right? All's good in the hood. So we're going to switch actually to the screen and show you guys what we got going. So out the gate, this is our auto trend system. Yeah, we're going through the strategy course. It's really a very, very simple, very basic system. Buy on blue, sell on red. That's how it's advertised. That's how he teaches it, and he's got some other pretty cool goodies in here. We'll show you guys that, and we'll also show you the prop firm. So straight out the gate, we're going to drag our trading platform over, which is TradingView, where he has his system. So shout out to them. And if you notice, off the rip, you see these red arrows, blue arrows, blue candles, and then this blue bar. So Q had way more experience on this than I have, and she's going to break down what all these things mean, what are the rules, and then I'll explain like how we follow them and like how we're going to set up the trades.
Yes. So this is called the auto trend system. This one here with all the blue and red candles. So as you can see, when things are going up, it's blue. When things are going down, it is red. And that's pretty much like the basis of it. It's like super easy, super simple to follow. So you want to buy on blue, sell on red.
So do a favor. Do them a favor. Show them like what is like necessarily the rules, and like give them a good indication of what the trigger would look like. So we can go back and see another trigger. You can walk them through this.
Okay, so let's say this one. Let's take this one for example. I'm looking at the candles here. As soon as it changes trend, they call it a trend change from red, because I see it's going red, and then I see a blue triangle here letting me know that there's a trend change to blue, which is this candle right here.
And we can zoom in on that, yeah?
Yeah. I can zoom in. Okay, so this candle right here causes the trend change to blue. So the rule to get in is if the following candle is higher than, if it goes higher than this candle here, I can get in. So right here, this candle goes a little bit higher than this previous candle, so I'm able to take that trade.
So, but one thing I'm seeing is what about the other bar down there? Does that have a factor?
Yeah, so not looking at this one, because this is a different strategic tool added into it. Yep, so going off of this, I'll be able to enter this trade, and I'll be able to take these. These are called dynamic profit levels. So whether I want to do a 2-to-1, so let me.
Oh yeah, you're long. That one, yeah.
So if I take this one, come in here, and then we're gonna do the swing low. Go right here.
Yeah.
And then I'll just go like a 2-to-1.
And how do they know it's a 2-to-1? Yeah, right there. Risk reward ratio. Okay.
So this will say 2, and then I'm risking 1. Yeah. So it'll go up, hit my profit level here, and then I'm able to either get out of the trade, or I'm able to either take off half or a part of my position, bring up my stop loss, and then let it continue to just go. And whatever, like I'm playing for free money. I'm playing with free money.
Mm.
That's it. Bringing this guy in, this is the trend validator. So get rid of that. So what that is for, if I was to do that same scenario, I see a trend change here. It's going from red to blue right there. So if it goes higher, I would want to get in. But if you want to add in this extra trend validator, you're trying to see if the trend is blue or is the trend red. So I want to make sure that the trend validator is matching whatever the new trend is saying. So if it says it's blue here, the trend change, but the trend validator says it's red, I don't want to get into that because it's saying that the trend validator is red. So if I was to get in, I could possibly lose money. Granted, it does change to blue, but you don't know that it's happening at the moment. So let's go look at a different one. We'll go backwards.
Oh, we passed one, didn't we?
I'm trying to see where it changed to red. Okay. So this is the start of the market. I mean, they would be able to get in, but
yeah, the trigger. So ideally, I guess the ideal situation is the trend is already red, right? It is cycled blue and then gone back and give you a trigger red. That would be the ideal situation. Where in this case,
I'm trying to show them. Okay, so like this one right here.
Yeah, perfect.
So I get a trend change from red to blue, and here's my candle here. The following candle is higher than this trend change candle, so I'm able to enter the trade. But also, the trend validator is saying, yes, this has been validated to be a uptrend. It's blue, so you are able to get in. So then I would get in. Where did I get in?
Maybe break a high.
Let me see here.
Okay.
And then the swing low will be here.
Okay.
And then I would take either my first profit level. I'm trying to go over. Okay, there we go. So dragging this out. So it doesn't necessarily hit that 2-to-1, but I could take it at the first profit level.
So the dynamic level is kind of ideal for an acceptable profit range. Okay.
Yep. So you'll want to, depending on the strategy that you're using, there's 4 different strategies. You can mix strategies depending on I don't know how the situations play out. You can mix the different strategies, or you can just follow one strategy. If you want to go to the standard strategy, you want to do an advanced strategy, like what they call it, aggressive. You want to scale in, or if you want to do the profit level one. So, yeah, that's that.
Nice. So let's see.
Oh, and then getting out. Sorry.
Okay, go ahead.
Getting out. So if once the trend changes from the trend where you got in, so if I got in on a blue trend and I'm riding it, and then all of a sudden I get a red trend change, then I would get out of that position. Or if I get stopped out where it goes below my pivot low, I would get out. So you're not risking a lot. You notice that the small losses that you get. So if I was to get in here and it says, oh, it's blue, and then I was to get stopped out, that's a very small loss. If I was to get in here, okay, well, I can't get in there because after hours, but just saying, so very small losses, but then when you do win big, when you do win, you win big, and it replaces all those small losses that you got.
Yeah. So you have to be consistent and just follow the system, essentially. Okay. It seems pretty straightforward. Let's go through, because we saw what we were doing on Google. We're going to go to, let's add a symbol here. What symbol do you think? Let's do Tesla, sure. Everybody's favorite, right? Good old car company, Tesla. Let's see what's going on with that.
Whoa.
And we'll drag it down here. Yeah, we'll zoom it in here. You see a lot of price levels here. Okay, I think we're good there. So as it stands right now, the trend validator is blue. So where would we be getting it? Let's go back and see. These we skip over because they're after hours or pre-market, so we wouldn't necessarily be taking that trade. But remember, the trend validator is now it's red, so we'll be looking for the next red sell trigger. There it is. Okay, nice. There she is. She is there. There she goes.
That was not English.
Man, it was English. Just very old English. So, Q I guess, she has these moments where she just adopts a side personality and just decides to just speak in whatever language she so feels. Whether it's Indian or Old English, it really is one of her more endearing qualities, for sure. It's wild. So, if we get this trigger and we get a, in this case, trend validator, it just kind of turned red there, right? Went from blue slightly to red. So for trading the knife, so to speak, this candle technically is valid, and then the follow-on candle is definitely valid. Now the dynamic levels on this one are pretty tight. So we would say, all right, since previous pivot, this is the previous pivot high, we would ideally want 2 dynamic profit levels just to make it close to a 1-to-1. Just to say, okay, 1-to-1, let's get that right, because this pivot is minimum on 1-to-1 for us there. And then, so we hit our first level here, this is our stop, it's our first level hit. And then once you hit your first acceptable level, right, once you hit your first acceptable take profit, you would move our stop to break even, and then from there, let's say you would take the next dynamic profit level.
If you're trading the profit levels, yep, you can take the next profit level and take so once you hit the first profit level, the first one that we decided to make our profit level, we'll take off like a third of our position.
Okay.
And then we'll hit the next profit level. We'll take off another 1/3 of our position.
Gotcha.
So we were back here. We said this was going to be our like our 1-to-1, right? So we'll take off 1/3 of our position here. Once it hits the next profit level, we'll take off another 1/3, and then we have another 1/3 as the runner, and then that one's just going to keep going up until we get a trend change. Or if you want to take it all off once it hit this third profit level, then take it all off.
Take it all off. Okay. So in this case, let's see this play out here, because I know people are probably wondering how it would play out. We'll drag it out. Now at this point, we're in the trade absolutely for free, right? And we see a complete drop off of Tesla here, right? I don't know how I can see if we can shrink it a little bit. Yeah, there we go. And then, so if you just keep, hypothetically, we would be staying on till what, the trend change? Okay, I mean, that's pretty good. Yeah, we will. So at this point, it's you don't get a trend change until I can't control it unless I have. I like how they just put all of the tools off screen. This thing's moving, right? So you get a trend change after hours. So I guess it's safe to say, we'll zoom in here for you guys. As soon as market opens, that's kind of where you would take it off. Of course, my little guys over here. So market open right here is when you can take it off, which is really pretty good, right? You didn't necessarily catch the bottom. We're not looking for catching bottoms. We're looking for catching very juicy, high probability setups, right? So you would have took profit at least here, then another profit here, and then you would have let it ride till down here, right? Really nice, running about 4 more profit or dynamic profit levels.
If you saw that giant drop, I think everybody and their mom would have been like, I'm getting out.
Ideally.
If it starts to like do that like roundabout thing, people would have probably got out like here.
Yeah.
But if you were following the rules, then you wait it out until it starts to go.
You would have surrendered 50% of profits. That's when you're like, I'm getting greedy, bro. I'm just gonna let it ride.
Yeah, I feel like I would be the type of person to say, "Oh my God, I'm getting out."
Yeah. Well, then the question is, okay, if you get out there, why wouldn't you get out here? Oh, so you get out here?
No.
Because you got to think, we can't see the future. So yeah, I get what you're saying. If you see this dump right here,
that's what I'm saying.
Okay.
This is the dump.
Like
with this one, it's like, okay, to continue to go.
Slam.
Right. It's just. It's just the power of the giant
power
candles.
of the dump.
Yeah.
Just let it go.
So this would have been fine. Just like, okay, I see it, like, you know, doing its
trudging
thing.
along and then opens. You're like, oh man, what did I do to deserve this?
Right.
So really cool system. All right, so let's play it out forward. Since we did Tesla there, you would have made a pretty juicy profit. You couldn't take any trades here because there's no. This is in here is blue, and there's a trigger tier. So I would prioritize, if we're being honest, hold on real quick. The trend validator is a longer time frame than, or you set it up to where the trend validator is a longer time frame than this. So this, I would say, takes precedence over these triggers, right? These triggers need to coincide with the overall trend on, as you see, it says 30 minutes down here. That's 30 minutes. Your chart is a 3-minute chart, and your dynamic profit levels are, 45 minutes to an hour. So you want them to be, 5 times larger than your. He says 5 times, respectively larger than your actual chart time frame. So.
And when he says 5 times, it's like 1, 2, like counting down the different time levels.
Yeah. So
like, if it's 3 minute, you want to count 5 levels down.
Right, so to 45. If you're on the 1 minute, it'll be 15 minute, and so on and so forth. So it's not necessarily like multiply by 5, but it is like 5 down on the way that TradingView divides it up. Okay, it seems pretty straightforward. So
I also want to kind of throw out there the reason why we won't get into some of them, because let's say this one over here. Trying to find one. Okay, so like this one here, we probably won't get into this one because it doesn't go lower than the previous candle.
Got you.
So we would just ignore this trigger altogether, just because it doesn't.
But you would have on the day, right? Just hypothetically, that's a good. You would have already made your profits for the day on this one, right? So as the market opened, you would take this trigger at market open, and we zoom in a little bit here. The dynamic profit levels on this were actually really tight. So I would say at minimum, you do a 1-to-1. It already the first one. It's already a 1-to-1. So that's really good for you. It'd be really tight. Maybe basically $1. I'm assuming. So you're at like 175.13. And then your first profit level, we'll just take it up to the profit level, is 174. So basically $1 movement is what you would get before, when you took your first one off. Good for you, buddy. You move your stop to break even. Let's see, you took off the second one at the next dynamic profit level. Awesome. And then you wouldn't take it off until your stop loss gets hit, your break even, I should say, gets hit in this case, and it's right in time for a trend change anyway. So this trade would have worked out pretty good. I would say you would have had $2 of movement on Tesla. Hey, you can make a living off that, and it's a simple, very simple system. I would say, what do you think, Q? Like super training wheels. Here.
That's what I enjoyed it.
Yeah, I think that this one actually would have worked as well. The risk though is like kind of so it's a little wider on this one. So let's say we take this one. This is your previous pivot, and you're looking for a minimum of 1-to-1 to justify the risk, right? So you'd be basically at this dynamic profit level, and let's see if it works out in your favor. So it chops. Remember, we're taking it on the sell side, and right where you're entering that trade is ideally where you're already profiting. So you would be really, if you were getting it at the close, you'd be taking profits at the open where you're getting in at. Whereas if you didn't, basically you're getting in the same entry zone, but it works out. So it depends on how you set up the trade. Which brings me to my next topic, which is how do you set up the trade for this system? Now, I'm of the inclination from everything that I've learned from asymmetrical trading and from other people that it kind of just depends on what your trading strategy is. Now, something like Tesla, I'm a little bit more like short bias here recently. We did have a long position on for Tesla, but noticing that for growing small accounts to larger accounts, it'll probably be easier to sell premium as opposed to buy long calls, long puts in the beginning because of the risk, right? So even on some of these that are relatively close, if you're selling premium, then as long as it's over the line at expiration, you should be good. And so hypothetically, let's say, for example, we're selling premium and we're doing it on a day chart. So let's go, we're going to reconfigure everything to say we're on a day. We'll do it for a day, right? That means that our levels for everything would change, right? Our dynamic profit level would change. So if we're on a day, we count on 5.
That would be a week.
It would be a week, right? But 1 day, 1, 2, 3, 4. This is for the dynamic profit level.
Just for a week.
Okay, you sure?
A week or a month.
Okay. And then for this one, what do we do?
Trend validate. That's the one that's 5 times.
Oh, it's 5 times? Okay. So this day is 12 months, so a year. Love it.
Jeez. You can even do that?
I guess not. 12 months is a year, so let's do, because can we do 6 months? We'll just figure out what it can do. Nope, can't do 6 months.
I think because it's already a large amount of time.
1 day.
So go into like a month or a week.
Fine. I don't think it wants to do that even. Yeah.
Wait. You see something?
Sure. Something doesn't want. Experiencing the difficulties of the technical.
Yeah.
I would want my thingamajiggy. Yeah, what's the... Okay, so it can do a week.
Yeah, it could do a week.
So we'll take a week. Okay, let's say, for example, ideally you'd want it 5 times more than that. So let's say maybe we can't do a day on the time frame. Maybe we have to do like a 4 hour or 1 hour or something. Yeah, we'll do it. And this is for Tesla. Try the SPY. Maybe it'll do it on the SPY or the Qs.
Okay.
Yeah, there it is.
Is it because Tesla's?
Yeah, I think it might have. It has to generate some of this data. It probably has to go back so far in time, maybe multiple decades even. And SPY has no problem generating all of that data.
Gotcha.
So that's my guess. I'm not a programmer or the expert on this by any means.
So I guess it just depends on the stuff.
What it actually keeps us sorted. So we'll do SPY. So that we'll do that instead of that week, we'll do that month and see how that works, or 1 month in a day. And then we'll have our dynamic profit levels at a week, right?
Yeah.
And so let's say, for example, you're looking at what we would call a juicy squeeze here. I'll call it a juicy squeeze. And then so let's say you get a nice blue play. Now technically this candle,
You don't get into it.
oh,
You can't get into this first blue because the next candle's a red.
it's a red, but it breaks above that candle though.
Mm-mm.
No, okay.
So
So
what
what about
it's a trend change.
so what about this guy? We can get in this guy.
Yeah.
Okay. So we get in this juicy guy right here, right? His pivot low, I would say is like right there. I would use that even though it's not a super pivot low. The reason why I would use him is because it's flat, but technically this is your pivot low. That's your pivot, right? So I guess on a monthly, you could say this would be your deal, right? To make it not so tight, but your 1-to-1 would be here, right? Because these are daily, monthly style timeframes, and I think you would hit first SPY, right? So boom, you hit right here. Then you said you move your stop up to break even. Okay. And then we probably get so I guess if you take it out of the 1-to-1, that'd be right here, and maybe you take it up to another profit level. My target, if I was doing this live, if I just took one off here, I'm looking to take one off there. Let's see if we get stopped out, or does it get up there?
Okay, check that one out.
Yeah, well, I don't think it gets up there. This is one. It's booped right there. Boop. So you would have got your nice juicy break even, and would have got your 1-to-1. So shout out to you. Now my thing is, if you get stopped out here, there's not another trigger for a minute. So if you're looking to get back in this, you missed. There's a huge rally. This rally got missed. Just juicy rally, totally missed. Look at that. Not another trigger. So not until it gets into a squeeze does that actually look like that, and it stays right. So you're talking about maybe this is not the best for generating a long-term income on the daily, at least not for the triggers. If you do it on a daily, it's gonna take it for multiple days because this is blue. You wouldn't take this. You'd be out for most of the year. Right, this is 2023, and in 2023 you would have took this first trade, the one that we looked at, and then from there it would have gone up to here. That's the highest probability setup that you get, and then you get stopped out, and you don't get another trigger. Don't get another trigger through the rest of the year. So this is what, in the beginning? What do we got? April, May, June, July, August, September, right? Just chopping around. October, November, you're getting stopped out. You miss a rally in the next year, right? Missed the rally in the next year. Continue to miss the rally. You took a trade here at some point on the lower time frame. Shout out to you. And you just keep missing the trigger all the way up until today. So you would have missed 6 months of rally. Now, having said that, right, that's probably not how you'd want to trade. Now, we have other tools for that, like we have on Thinkorswim, and how our mentor taught us to set up those trades that kind of don't work for this. It doesn't seem like.
And there's other. Remember, there's other strategies. We're just going through one strategy. this tool.
This tool, okay.
There's 3 different other strategies that we can use. There's like an aggressive strategy where you every trade that you take is a 10-to-1.
Oh,
so
yeah, I feel it. Yeah, I feel it. That makes sense. So if it's more aggressive, then you think you'll be like, hey, it'll just run and you'll stay in until something happens, kind of deal. Got you. Okay, so let's say we do the NASDAQ. We had to change the validator from a day or a month to a week, so it'll work. The NASDAQ would have worked right here, right? We would have took this trade. This will be the last one we'll do. We'll take this one on the day, broke high, right? Broke the high. Your pivot low is here, and you would have taken your first. Let's say we'll set the 1-to-1. Now he says 2-to-1, but we'll say for the sake of not knowing what to what starting out, let's do the 1-to-1. We'll say we'll put on 3 contracts of risk. Boom. So there's your 1-to-1. So you get your 1-to-1, which is good. At least we get our 1-to-1, right? We're not going home with nothing. Mover stop up to break even after your 1-to-1. And then from there, you say, okay, I'll take another one off at the next dynamic profit level, which is here. We hit that, and it's pretty clear that it runs. Now let's see when it decides to change colors. See, you'll be in this trend. Yeah, you'll still be in this trend. So you'll be rolling it and making a whole lot of juicy. Yeah, you'll be rolling in the dough. And that's kind of what we want to see, man. We want to see these long trends not change. Now, of course, this is the right market. This is SPY. That's one thing I don't like, because I have to like go all the way over there to do that. just to draw this out and to draw this up. Right, so we would still be, and you're looking at what? You're looking at a, well, let's probably need to put our risk back. Did it disappear? It probably disappeared, didn't it? Risk to reward disappeared. But we know it's a lot, okay? We know it's like a crap ton. It's like 20-to-1 at this point. So, and we would have been in since the beginning of the year. And so that's kind of why I'm like, I want to be able to catch bigger moves, but will the system be able to keep you in bigger moves as advertised? Right? He's saying, hey, when you get like these choppy markets or whatever. Now that's not to say just because we don't get an arrow, right? We still got an uptrend, and you take other triggers from other systems. That could be it. Like if it's blue and it crosses above the 9 period moving average or above the 21 period moving average, you could maybe do something like that. But then again, that's going off system. So we're going to try to get funded on smaller time frames using this system. It seems pretty cool. Yeah, it seems pretty straightforward. Easy, simple, no curve fitting, just he's got 4 ways to do it, and we're going to try it those 4 different ways. Cool thing about these prop firms, and we'll show you one of them, is they're not that expensive to start. So we want to show you guys that these prop firms to actually try aren't that expensive to start. So what does it look like? 3.76? Yeah, pivot low. Yeah, go down a little bit. Right there.
6-to-1.
6-to-1. That's wild. So you got 6 times reward to risk. That's not bad. We'll take that. We'll take that all day, every year, right? I mean, in this, you'll be in a trade. Look like a genius. You'll be in since May of 2023 up until today. So you'll be in since the middle of last year. And that's just something to think about. And so I'm going to minimize this. I'm going to actually drag this over here, and then we're going to go over here. So one of the guys that we like watching is Get Funded Now. It is they have the options for 10,000, 25, 10,000, 25,000, so on and so forth. You see it on here. And the cost to enter these, you can get funded with their funds is like for the honor of trying to do it, it's like 540, right? Not too crazy when you think of they're about to give you $100,000 of capital.
All you gotta pay is $540.
Exactly. So with this, hopefully we can have a no holds bar approach. Now, the virtual profit target is 10%. Daily loss limit is 5%. And I believe that's on your total account. I don't think that's on one position, because the way we're going to set it up is, right, if let's say, for example, you have a virtual account of 100,000, you divide that up into 10. So the most drawdown you should ever receive is a full 10%. You divide that up into 8 trades. So at most, right, at most, let's say we do the calculation here, 10,000 divided by a very oblong 8. Let's see here if my phone doesn't want to embarrass me today. I think it does. Literally, it's freezing. That's crazy. Calculator. Divided by 8, right? So each position, then this is being safe, is going to run you $1,250. And so if you're getting that size of account, the most you'll lose on a single trade, if it just doesn't go your way, is 1,200. And remember, you can do that 8 more times before you actually hit the virtual profit target of 10%, where you have that max drawdown. So it's just something to think about. So yeah, what do you think, Q? Sounds pretty cool. Yeah, we're gonna do it. So we're not gonna show you guys this logging in, and in doing that, we will definitely we'll bring you the results to you guys, so you guys can see, like, if do we pass, do we fail, what are our triggers, how the trades look, and we'll do that kind of on our trading view after we kind of set it up, what we want to do, and all that good stuff. So super excited about that, man, because simple systems breed pretty simple results, but you don't need to be complicated to make money. So, and thank you, Q, for showing us how to do it. She's the guru. But I think, like, why didn't you, let's say somebody's gonna ask, like, hey, Q, you know the system, why was it hard for you? Like, what was the humps?
So I was trying to do Forex, and then all this stuff about the Forex market started to come down the channels about none of the brokers want to work with people from the United States anymore. So like it's really hard getting a account that's, what was it? How would you say? It's hard getting an account where you get like leverage and stuff. So a lot of the companies wouldn't want to work with you if you're a United States citizen, if you lived in the US. So I was like, it sounds like it's too much trouble for me, and I just gave up on it.
She got scared off because they were like, we don't want to work with Yankees no more. So
I just didn't want to have to figure all that out. The people who were doing it, they themselves was like, I don't know what I'm gonna do. So I was like, well, that goes my shot. Like, of course I could have tried with any of the regulated ones, but I don't know. It's just like, why would I do that?
So something about like the leverage and being able to risk a small amount of capital to make a lot amount of capital is what makes it so lucrative, right? Leverage, I know people have been told and scared off of leverage, but in tandem with risk management, it does make this actually a viable option. You don't have to risk a lot of money because you're already playing with instruments that will return a lot if it moves in your direction. So I think that's where most people miss is, they want it too quick, and instead of making a methodical approach, doing the discipline day in, day out, sticking to the rules, and letting the market come to them, they're like, hey, I hit this one trade and I want to be, insert my favorite YouTuber, my favorite Instagram person here, right? I want to be that in this time frame. And that's kind of what we want to avoid, and that's why we're using the system to start out. We just want a very simple, laid-back system that, hey, let's just follow a system. Can we follow a system? Now, if we like this system, cool. Now, if there's a better system, awesome. But can't follow one system, why do we think we're going to be successful, freelancing it and building our own system? So really, it's training wheels. Follow a system to win.
Mm-hmm. Like, of course, I could have went to stocks and everything else, but I'd already lost interest in it. Like, I was so into it. I was like going to work and plotting out my little risk to reward stuff, and I would come home and I would show MC Fire and be like, look, this is the trade I would have gotten into. Like, just practicing the stuff that I was learning, and I did that for a while. It was a good amount of time, but then all this stuff started happening, and I was like, that sounds like a lot of work. And they don't even seem like they know what they want to do. So
yeah, we got to research that, because Forex, I think, is still lucrative, but we have to just be more on the button. Like, we got to know what's going on. So if we can get it right, then we'll do it. We'll do it the right way.
Yeah, but now we have our business, so we're working on that and trying to get our business off the ground.
Oh yeah.
I would have gone into more stocks or whatever, like trying to find something that works for me. But then MC Fire brought this to me and was like, "Hey, you remember? I know you said that you don't want to have a business and just like." But I think you'll be really good at this.
Yeah, I think you'll crush it.
And I'm like, oh my, I don't want to do another thing. Like, I don't know.
My job is, I'm trying to make things so simple so that Q doesn't like burn out on them. Because I don't know how you guys are, but we have busy lives. You guys have busy lives. Q is extremely busy already, but she has a passion to want to be successful. She wants to add value. She's always said, I really wanted to add value. What's the best way I can do it with my limited time? Mm-hmm. And for me, the answer is very simple. It's leverage, pure leverage within parameters, right? So shout out to Alex Hormozi. If you want to have a very big impact financially, right, you use the 4 different types of leverage. If you want to have a different a big impact on, let's say, a job site, you use more tools, you use more leverage items, right? You get the right tools for the right job. For Q, I think it's like no different. If you are short, and this is for everybody out there, if you're short on time, we were just talking about side hustles today, and Amani, well, I shouldn't say their name, but the mentors that we were following,
I think we said their names before.
We might have. So one of the things that we follow, we're not gonna plug them in here, but they're really cool. They're good, right? They're good. They said,
I would go follow them. They are Our Rich Journey. So if you want to go follow them, they're awesome.
She dropped the name. Okay, awesome. So yeah, Our Rich Journey. That's one of the people we follow, and we really like them. They kind of remind us of us a little bit, because like they're goofy. They're mad goofy. Like, we're so like when the camera's off, we play. It's weird. But anyways, so what am I saying? Somebody asked them a straight question. They were like, "Hey, I'm booked up in my job. I'm doing this. I'm doing that. Right? How do I got kids. Like, how do I work a side hustle? How do I take a hold of my life? Right? How do I get on my rich journey?" They were answering was like, "Hey, you have to write out all your spare time, right?
Yep.
Find out, hey, and all my time blocks. This is where I can actually work on start using freedom units to get out of here, right? So the biggest kicker for us was they said that, hey, if you got little people, when they're asleep, most people veg out, like they chill, right? But that's actually when you're supposed to burn the midnight oil and kick it out of gear. Is when little people are at camp, or they're at, they're asleep, they're over in Nana's. That's when you're supposed to be locking and stocking on your rich journey. And I immediately said to Q, I was like, leverage. Like, working another side job when your kids are asleep isn't going to work. You're not going to run out to Trader Joe's and work the night shift, okay? You're not doing that. What you can do, though, is build a system that uses leverage, and that is labor, capital, media, or code. That is a system that you can use to work on in your spare time and generate results later after you build it. That's probably the best way to do it. You probably have to invest a lot of time in the front end, but the back end it'll pay dividends. So yeah. Did you have anything else?
Nope.
Ice Cube? Ice Cube's clean. I'm clean. I think this video kind of showcased. So next time we have another video, we will have launched our training challenge, and we will have set up our system, and you guys will see that next time we come through. So stay tuned for that. It's your boy MC Fire.
And Ice Cube.
We appreciate you guys' time. You guys have a wonderful, blessed day, and goodbye.
Shalom.
Peace.